As most of you probably know, OxygenOS is the name for the customized version of Android that OnePlus phones run. It's always kept Android's core functions, but it also includes some exclusive extra features that make the software experience a lot better. I know I'm not the only one who would like to see some of these features come to stock Android, so that's why I'm making this video. Of course, the closest thing to a stock Android experience is a Google Pixel phone, so the best software comparison we can make when talking about OxygenOS right now is to look at the Pixel 4 XL and the OnePlus 7T. To start, the quick gestures in OxygenOS are very useful to get things done quickly, even when the screen is off. Whenever I receive a phone call, I can just raise the phone up to my ear and it will automatically answer it. If I'm listening to music and the screen is off, I can skip to the next track by drawing a greater than symbol, and I can also pause or play music by doing a 2-finger swipe down. There's also double tap to wake the screen. I can even swipe down on any page with 3 fingers to take a screenshot. If that wasn't enough, I even have the option of drawing a specific letter to open any app or shortcut that I choose. Google has dipped its toes in gestures. You have things like flip to shh, flipping the phone face down to enable do not disturb mode, lifting it to check the time and notifications, or even using motion sense to skip songs. So this idea of gestures is definitely not something outside of Google's radar, but the company could go a little further. Plus, all their gestures are still Pixel exclusive features, and I feel like we can all benefit from building more of these basic gestures into basic Android itself. Another unique feature within OxygenOS is the ability to customize the icons that appear on the status bar. Nowadays, with most phones having a notch or a hole punch cutout, it's no surprise that the status bar can get pretty cramped. I don't need a constant reminder that NFC is enabled, or that I have my headset plugged into my phone, or even that voice over LTE or voice over Wi-Fi has entered the spectrum. OnePlus allows you to disable all these icons and any other icons that you'd like. On top of that, you can change the battery style for a bit of customization, or you can see your exact network speed, which is a nice touch. Pixels don't offer that ever since the System UI tuner was hidden, but it'd be a great feature to add back to stock Android. The OnePlus clock has a neat little feature that is seriously underrated. If you go into the world clock section, you can see the current time in other time zones, but if you grab the colored dot and drag it to a future or past hour, you'll immediately see the other time zones change along with it. It converts time zones so easily for any hour of the day, so I would love to see this option within the Google Clock app. Gaming on Android is huge. There are millions of games on the Play Store, with many having heavy 3D graphics that are very power intensive, and a lot of people take gaming very seriously. So it doesn't seem all that crazy to include a gaming mode within stock Android itself. In my opinion, OxygenOS has the best gaming mode out there. They created a dedicated app called GameSpace, and it includes all your games in one spot so you can tweak and change a ton of settings automatically when you fire one up. When you enable a feature called Fanatic Mode, it will optimize the CPU, GPU, and RAM so you don't experience any lag, block all notifications and calls so you aren't disturbed, and even prioritize the SIM card so you can have the lowest latency possible in multiplayer games. On top of that, you have the heads-up notification display in small text, incoming calls can automatically be answered via the speaker, and shadow detail and the graphics in games can be tweaked to give you an edge. And that's just the tip of the iceberg when it comes to settings that can be enabled. Twitter, Snapchat, Facebook Messenger, Facebook, Uber, and WhatsApp all have the same problem. You can't use multiple accounts at the same time without signing out first. It's really annoying, but OnePlus has a feature called Parallel Apps, which lets you duplicate all these apps so you can quickly switch between accounts right in your app drawer. If those apps won't fix the problem that comes from needing multiple accounts on one device, then at least with Parallel Apps we can fix it ourselves, though it would be nicer if it also worked on more phones. As we all know, battery life is crucial on any smartphone, and the longer you have a phone, the worse the battery health gets. One huge reason why the battery health deteriorates so quickly is that most people will charge their phone to 100% and have it sit there for hours on end once it's done charging, left totally full overnight. So OnePlus released a feature within its beta builds called Optimized Charging, and all it does is learn when you unplug your phone from the charger, and it times charging itself so it doesn't sit at 100% the whole time. Instead, it will try to coordinate the last little bit of the phone's charging to ensure that it spends as little time as possible fully charged. OnePlus isn't the only company to have this feature. Apple and Asus have something similar, but if Google can implement this feature within stock Android, it will not only save your phone's battery in the long run, perhaps saving you a bit of money by stretching out the time between upgrades, but it will also help the environment. If you want to save a bit of mobile data, OxygenOS has a quick fix called Data Usage Control in the settings under Apps and Notifications. You can control what apps are allowed to use your internet. You can forbid it from accessing the internet completely, or have it only use your Wi-Fi or mobile data connection. Lastly, I want to do a quick run of a few extra exclusive OxygenOS features that I really loved and would love to see come to the Pixels and stock Android. The OxygenOS volume panel, when it's expanded, looks way better and is less intrusive than the one found on the Google Pixel. Expanded screenshots is a great feature to capture a whole conversation or a giant web page in one go, plus one large screenshot takes up less space in your gallery than multiple screenshots. But luckily, Google is already planning to add this in the next Android update. App Locker is a great security measure to lock any app with your fingerprint or currently enabled lock screen password, just in case you accidentally left your phone on the table unlocked. If you're addicted to your phone and want to force yourself to use it less, Zen mode in the OnePlus shelf menu locks your phone for a set amount of time, so you can't use it at all, even if you reboot. Lastly, the OnePlus launcher is a lot more customizable than the Pixel launcher. It supports icon packs, a customizable home screen layout, the option to uninstall third-party apps straight from the app drawer by long pressing on them, and much more. Anyways, those are the best features OxygenOS has that I wish stock Android had. A lot of people consider OxygenOS to be way better than stock Android just because it offers so many new and useful things to the table without compromising what makes the stock Android experience so good. And they are proof that stock can always be better. Let me know in the comments what feature you love within OxygenOS and drop a thumbs up while you're at it. Thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to sub to the channel with the notification bell turned on, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace!